everybody. How are y'all doing? Welcome to the Old You versus the New You radio podcast. I'm your host, Goddess Asha Mariama. I appreciate you guys for joining me for this episode. If you guys like the commentary and you want to hear more, please go to Spreaker.com/, the Old You versus New You. And also, I'm going to put this on Perfectly Imperfection radio podcast as well. A little bit about me: I am a certified recovery, healing, and recovery coach. That's all about helping people on their paths and their journeys to a new and better you. I also specialize in addiction as well. These two podcasts, as well as Perfectly Imperfection on YouTube, is all about helping people that are going through self esteem, self worth, and self value issues. And also, when it comes to with self respect leads to self love, it's all about recovering when it comes to people who have broken your self esteem, self worth, self values, people that have made you feel because you have flaws, imperfections for the world to see, or you have things going on in your life as far as the mistakes that you've made in your past or any disabilities that you had, that you don't feel like you are good enough and that you're not worthy. So, this particular episode will be on iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google, Spotify. It's also on Amazon and iTunes and multiple other streaming companies. And if you want to be a guest on my podcast, or you want to, far as sending me things to promote for, as far as products and services, or you want to send me letters just saying how this podcast has helped you through some of the most darkest times of your life when it comes to self esteem, self worth, self values, when it comes to becoming this new version of yourselves and healing and recovering from the things that have broke your self esteem, self worth, self value, self respect, confidence, and you believe in yourself when no one else does, you can reach me at asha.mariama01@gmail.com. That's asha.mariama01@gmail.com. And for those of y'all on TikTok, whatever gifts you decide to give me, I want to say thank you for that. And just thank you for the fact that you're even coming into my platform at all. But let's get started. The actual episode today, we're going to be talking about why looking and going back does not serve you. Now, mind you, this going to also be getting into some Country Wayne skits as well, but I just didn't put it in the title. So I'm going to use some Country Wayne skits as an example of this, as well as personal experiences. The one thing that I learned in my own recovery is that you can't go back to what was. No matter how much you try, you can't go back. There is no going back. People got to stop trying to go back. You can't go back to the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You can't go back to your ex who broke your heart. You can't go back to these people who keep sabotaging you. You can't keep expecting people to love you that just will never love you. You trying to pursue people who have told you multiple times they don't want you. They don't want to be in these relationships with you. Why are you chasing behind them? Why are you trying to make somebody love you that just doesn't, and they never will? And no matter what you do, they're never going to love you the way you want them to love you. And that's the sad and unfortunate part about it. So even though you want somebody, even though you want these relationships, these people don't want you. Rejection. A lot of y'all get cheated on and you go back because you don't want the other person to have what you helped the other person build. And it's like this competition, not understanding this person is the person that cheated on you. This is the person that broke your heart, your trust. This was the person that was behind your back. The person that when he or she went out with their homeboys, you thought they was out chilling when they were messing with a whole entire individual. you knew nothing about. And then some of these dudes have females they're messing with from day one that basically essentially have been a part of their lives forever. And then you wonder why people are getting HIV and full blown AIDS and all these STDs because you don't know the person you're dating. You're not asking them to give you an STD. You're not verifying that what these people are saying is true. You're not contacting the baby mama to see if he's still with the baby mama. You're not contacting the wife to verify whether or not that woman is still with that man. And you're not verifying whether this female who's on social media showing off everything has a whole nother man. And the crazy part is these people don't even care that this person got a wife. All they care about is they got one up on this person. My whole thing is if you want them that bad, come get them. Come get them. If you want that person that bad and you want my husband that bad, come get him. Because here's the thing that always happens. You holding on to something that you shouldn't be holding on in the first place. Then you get 40, 50 years old. Half your life is gone. You ain't achieved nothing that you said you're going to achieve because you're sitting around waiting for people to go on trips with you. You're waiting for somebody to lay in your bed at night. Not understanding that God sometimes pull you by yourself and makes you single for a reason. God didn't just say, okay, I want you to get married. Sometimes the world doesn't deserve you. Sometimes not everybody deserves you. Not everybody deserves to be your friend. Not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to want to be in a relationship with you. There are going to be times that your family is going to turn their backs on you. There's always going to be this favorite child. And you got to be the one raising yourself. Your birthdays, they don't care nothing about your birthdays. Your events, whatever you got going on, they ain't nowhere to be found. But yet your sibling, they're always there. They get your sibling a new car. But yet you got to ride the bus. They missed your graduations, your high school and college graduation. But as soon as you get some money, as soon as you're able to have something, here come all these people, including your family, with their hands out. And I'm going to give you a good example of that. There was somebody was talking about today about a woman that won the lottery and did not want to tell her family she won the lottery. What did she do? She disappeared. And then finally they found out she won the lottery, and here they come. You owe us. Oh, we owe you for what? We raised you. So what? You raised me. That don't mean I owe you. I owe you what? And then the crazy part is, how did you raise me when you put my sister and my brother before me? How did you raise me when every time I had events, you were never there? My birthdays, I never got anything for my birthday. But my sister, you gave her everything. My brother, you gave him everything. Every time my brother did something, you were clapping and all happy. But for me, it was, that's nice, dear. So how exactly are you saying to me that you raised me? You weren't even there at my high school graduation. You weren't there for none of my events. You took my college fund and gave it to her because you felt like him or her were better off when it comes to school. You kicked me out, told me I had to move out. And now that I done made it, because I was homeless for all these years because you kicked me out. Now all of a sudden, now here you come talking about you want to be my parents. After all these years that you ain't been there for me, all these years that you ain't supported me, now here you are. Now I'm proud of you. Now I'm happy for you. But you weren't happy for me when I didn't have no money. You weren't happy for me 16 years ago when I came to you and I won the debate club. You weren't happy when I won my first gymnastics competition. You weren't happy for me when I won the debate club. Oh no, you weren't happy about that. But now because I have some money in my pocket, now you're happy for me. Okay. No. And then what's really funny is when people always remind you of how you were when you were a kid. I remember you used to be a chubby old kid. I remember you used to be fat. I ain't fat no more. Why you calling me fat? Oh, because you were just a chunky little something. I ain't chunky no more. The first thing they want to do is show every single solitary embarrassing picture that you had took when you were a kid. What's even more crazy is when your parents chop you out the picture. When you're on the other end and they chop you out. And now I'm your daughter. Now I'm your son. Okay. No. Then they want to try to sue you because you ain't giving them no money. Now they want to sue you. Now they want to say, we deserve to have some money because we raised you. You raised me does not mean that I owe you some money. Where does it say that when I become a millionaire, then I got to take care of you? Where? And what law does it say that I have to take care of my parents? It says to honor thy mother and thy father. It doesn't say for me to take care of you, especially if you didn't raise me, especially when you kept dropping me off at my grandma's house, especially when you let that man do what he did to me and you sat there and you accepted it because you didn't want to be alone. But yet I'm your daughter now. I'm your daughter because I have money now. All the times you told me to suck it up and act like it didn't exist, everything that was being done to me. When you told me that you weren't going to pay for me to go to college because my grades weren't good enough to go to college. Okay. So when it comes down to looking back to what don't serve you, that also includes your parents, by the way. So what I want people to understand is the person that you were should not be the person that you are now. When you heal and you recover, you should never go back to the person you were. And what I mean by that is all the negativity. You shouldn't go back to being the girl that everybody could take advantage of. You shouldn't be the person that every person can depend on and rely on. You shouldn't be the person that should be lowering yourself in order to build somebody else up like Build-A-Bears and Build-A-Dolls. You shouldn't be the seat filler that's sitting around waiting for somebody to love you, chasing around a bunch of men that never wanted you in the first place. You sitting up here trying to make somebody be with you that just don't want to be with you in the first place. And for what? What purpose would that be? What purpose would that serve you? You up here being faithful and the other person's being unfaithful. You doing right by everybody else and they're doing you wrong. And you think it's okay for somebody to put their hands on you. You keep going back to somebody to keep hitting you, to keep abusing you, to keep dogging you out. You sitting up there saying, okay, I'm going to go back to this man that cheated on me because he got money. But see, if you'd have made your own money, then it'd been easy for you to walk away because you'd have walked away regardless. It ain't worth staying with somebody because they got money. If you have your own and you had your own safety net, you wouldn't have to worry about whether he got money or not because you wouldn't put up with it. That's the problem. We're not taught to have our own safety nets. And when we do, we're willing to give it up because this person says, I'm going to take care of you. Absolutely not. I'm not giving up my safety net because if you decide to cheat on me, I have to have something to stand on. I'm not giving up my goals, my dreams, nothing for you. I'm not doing it. I am not going to stop everything that I worked hard on because you have insecurity issues. Your insecurities ain't mine. So if you can't accept the fact that when you met me, I was independent, if you can't accept the fact that I'm trying to build a business and a brand and I'm trying to be successful and your insecurities is not my problem. If you can't accept the fact that I am somebody with or without you, I will survive, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you don't like me. It ain't my problem that you ain't got yourself together. I am not being another Build-A-Bear. I'm not building nobody personally. I'm just not. The old version of me would do anything and everything to get the person that told me they didn't want to be with me to accept me. Trying to get all these people to accept me, including my own family that won't. Now I don't care. You ain't got to accept me. You ain't got to love me. You ain't got to appreciate me. You ain't got to value me. You ain't got to do none of that. But the one thing you are going to do is respect me. That is the one thing you are going to do. I don't care if you don't love me. I don't care if you don't like me, but you going to respect me. That is the one thing you are going to do. Because if I have to work with you, if I have to be around you, you're going to respect me. And if you can't be man or woman enough to tell me you did something behind my back and be able to take everything that come from it, you don't love me at all. If you can let your friends and your mom and everybody else and their mama influence you to do something that go against me, if it's that easy for you to go against God, then you ain't my person. You ain't my person at all. And that's just being real with it. If a person really love you, I don't care who they're around. I don't care where they at. They are not going to do nothing to hurt you. And if they do, they have the guts to tell you that they did it. If that person cannot tell you that they did something to hurt you, if they can't be honest and they can't be real with you and they can't take what come with that, then that person don't love you. It's not about the other person. It's about the person that you lay next to. It's about your friends and your family, the people that personally in your life that claim they love you. So when you let go and you don't look back, that means you don't look back at all. That means I ain't going back. I'm not going back to any man that hurt me. I ain't going back to no family members that treated me the way they treated me. I ain't going back. There is no going back. There is no going back to what was, because you can't. You cannot go back. It's just like the story of Lot. The angels told Lot, when he left, don't look back. Don't look back. Don't go back. You keep moving forward. Even if you back up and you go left or right, guess what? You're still going forward. You are not going back. Now, if you go to the stove and then you go back home, guess what? You're still going forward. So even though you're going back in the same direction, you're still going forward. You're not driving backwards all the way there. You are still going forward. So the new version of you cannot even exist if you don't let go of the old version of you and what was. If you don't understand that you have to grow, you have to evolve, you have to elevate, you can't sit around and wait for people to go on trips with you. You can't sit around and wait for somebody to help you build your business and brand. You're going to have to do it yourself. You can't sit around and wait for your baby daddy to do right. You can't even sit there and run around for your ex to do right. So either you're going to walk away and not look back, or you continue to stay and go through the same thing over and over and over again. There is no going back. And I need people to understand that. You can't go back. All this, I'm going back to my ex. For what? What you going back to your ex for? The same person that did you dirty? The same person that put his hands on you? Or the same one that used you for money? Why are you going back for? Going back for what? What do you think gonna happen going back? So you're gonna go back thinking you're gonna get a different result? Honey, you're gonna get the same result regardless. Going backwards is exactly that. You are a glutton for punishment if you go back. You're supposed to move forward. So even if you and that person get back together, it's not going to be the same relationship as it was. That relationship died when that person did what they did to you. When that person did what they did to you, that relationship was over right then and right there. It was over. So being that it was over, there is no, we're going to start from where we left off. Either you're going to start over, let go of what was, do a whole entire spiritual cleanse, and be the new version that both of y'all going to be, or keep going through the same thing over and over and over again. There is no point of trying to go back to what was, because you can't. The minute that person did something to hurt you, there is no going back at this point. You can't go back. You cannot go back to what was. You can't go back to what coulda, shoulda, woulda. Because the point is, it didn't happen. Whatever you could have happened, whatever you could have done differently, you didn't do differently. Whatever you should have done differently, you didn't. And whatever you would have done differently, you didn't. So those coulda, shoulda, wouldas don't matter if you didn't do it. So you think going back and doing those coulda, shoulda, wouldas gonna change it? No. You're still dealing with the same trifling people. You're still dealing with the people that led you astray, that had you doing negative things. It's just like saying if you died and you were able to go back, and would you do things the same way? If you had a second, if millions of people that passed away had a chance to come back and be able to come back from the dead and be able to do things all over again, would they do it the same way? Probably not. You would not do things the same way because you wouldn't. So if you have a second chance, you better do it differently than what you did the first time. And as you go through it, it's going to be easier for you to walk away. It's going to be easier to say, you know what? It's okay. It was nice meeting you. You're not my person. It's going to be even easy for you to stand 10 toes down. It's going to be easy for you not to let nobody take advantage of you, bamboozle you, lead you astray, lead you down the path of you know what. So you can't keep going through the same thing over and over and over again. You just can't. Even if you want to go back, even if you want to try to make it work, if that person hurts you, don't go back. Don't go back. You can't go back. There is no going backwards. It's either you're moving forward or not at all. Point blank, period. You can't go back. So even if you go back to your ex, that's why I don't even like the word back. I don't like the prefix re, and I don't like I don't like the word backwards. You can't go backwards. There is no going back. You cannot go back. Now you may be with the same person, but the question is, do you want to go back, and why? Why do you really want to go back? Oh, because you love the person? Well, that person didn't love you when they were cheating on you. You love the person that had another woman or another man in between their legs. You love the same person that took your money and spent it on another individual. They had a whole nother baby on you, and you still love that person. See, here's the kicker to it all. Love ain't got nothing to do whether I like you or not, or whether I trust you or not, whether I respect you or not. See, that's the thing. If you respect somebody, you would never do the things you do. So it's not about love. It's about respect. If that person respects you, then they'll do right by you. And that's the part y'all ain't asking for. You're not demanding respect. Because if you really respected yourself, you would never put up with somebody doing something to you. You would never accept somebody cheating, and you would never go back to somebody that cheat on you. And the minute that you do, you're going to leave them where they at. So all of y'all that keep going back to these men and going through the same results, don't sit and take everything that come with it. Because y'all sit here and talk about Amber from the Country Wayne skits, talking about y'all can't understand why Shayla's not going through her consequences, because Shayla has moved on with Iman. That's why. Whereas Amber went back to her situation. And it's not about the baby. It's about the fact that she cheated on him with Wayne. No, she cheated on him with Wayne. And he cheated on her with her best friend. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to be with somebody that slept with my best friend. And I wouldn't do business with somebody that slept with my wife. That's just me. So what I want people to understand, if you love yourself and you value yourself in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you would not go back to anybody that did you wrong in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's why you need to take care of yourself. That's why you need to be independent. That's why you don't need to be having all these kids. How you going to have kids with somebody that at any time can get up and walk away and you're a single mother? You're now raising a baby by yourself while this person doing what they want to do. So, of course, these men can run around and have all these babies. Of course they can. because they're not the ones that give birth to the child, and they're not the ones going to end up raising them. You going to end up raising that baby. So in the end, do you really think God would want you to go back to somebody that hurt you, somebody that lied to you, somebody that manipulated and bamboozled and led you astray? No, of course not. So again, why are you going back to what doesn't serve you? You're going back to what doesn't serve you for what? What are you going to get out of going back to this person? The person may or may not cheat again, but more than likely they're going to eventually. Or they're just going to end up leaving you altogether and saying, I'm leaving you for another woman after they cheated on you for years. You kept taking them back, and one day they just say, you know what? I'm leaving you. I ain't coming back. I ain't never going to be with you again. And they going to do this. They're going to leave you. And you going to do this. That's what you're going to do. So you're going to be sitting up here pissed off because this person done sat up here and did what they did. Or this. I'm learning these little things. That's what they're going to be doing. Laughing at you. So while you sitting up here being faithful to this person, doing right by this person is wrong in the daylights out of you. And what they telling their homeboys or their homegirls, oh, you ain't never going to leave. You ain't never going to go nowhere. You're never going to walk away from me. You're going to stay with me no matter what. You're going to stay with me no matter what happens. No matter what I do, no matter how much damage I do, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to always be there. I can destroy you, take you for everything, suck the life out of you, put my hands on you, and you still ain't going to leave me. And then when you leave, they can't handle the fact that you left. They can't handle the fact that you finally walked away from these crazy people. But yet, while you sitting up there doing right by this person, that person is laughing at you. They are straight up and down laughing at you. Straight up and down talking about how they can do whatever they want to, and you let them do whatever it is that they want to do. You sit right there and do this here. Every time you sit there and you think this person is doing right by you. They're not doing right by you. Doing right by you in what way? Why are you going back to somebody that purity hurt you? Why are you going back to somebody that's sitting there behind your back, dogging you out with their homeboys, talking about you like a dog, talking to his side chick about the fact that he don't love you, the fact that he's getting a divorce, the fact that he don't like all of these things about you. But yet when you confront that girl, you don't never ask that girl what that man said about you. You never ask the other man about what he's told her about you. But yet you're mad at the other chick. It shouldn't even matter what the other chick does. If that man really is a man of God, he would never cheat on you. He would have no reason to cheat on you. He would have some type of self-discipline. If that man was really a man of God, there would be nothing or nobody that would be able to stop him from not cheating on you. That girl could come in there butt bald naked, and he still would not cheat on you. If anything, he'll pull out a Bible and pray for it. If that man really loves you, he would never put his hands on you. If that man really loves you, he would never go out to the strip club in the first place. He would never go where the devil lies. Any man that goes where the devil lies is not a man. As a godly woman, you should be married. So the fact that y'all sit up here and you keep going back to these men, and y'all keep going back to these women based on the 7 deadly sin of lust, you basing this person on what they look like, not understanding that there's a whole bunch of other women that want them just as much as you do. This man and this woman got options. And yet you want to break them down and make them to where they want to act like an unattractive woman. So in other words, you want to break their self-esteem so they'll stay with you. So that's why you put your hands on them. You put your hands on a beautiful woman so no other man would want her because you're beating her. You're trying to break away her spirit. You're trying to break away her heart. That is what you're trying to do. So the fact that I watch these Country Wayne skits and I see these women acting like what supposedly unattractive women, I have a very serious problem with that. Ain't no way in the world some beautiful woman is supposed to be doing what they do in these Country Wayne skits. Why? So do me a favor, spare me. A person that is healed does not have time for negative people. A person who is healed is not going to sit there and let you continuously continue to hurt them. That person will be bad by themselves. These are people that are now solo travelers. These are people that's not sitting around waiting for people to be there for their birthdays. These are people that are making money. These are people that are building brands. These are people that don't care whether they got a man or a woman or not. These are people that protect their inner peace and tranquility, and that is a non-negotiable. These are people that have worked hard to cleanse themselves, who ain't running around here having sex with a whole bunch of people that are having sex with a bunch of people. This is a person that doesn't look at quantity when it comes to who that person having sex with. They look at quality. They look at your performance. They look at how you are, not only in front of their face, but behind their back. And their philosophy is, when you ain't around me, you're not with me. So whatever you do, when you're not with me, better not ever come in my household. My peace and my tranquility is non-negotiable. Yeah, if you like to. Give me a second. So no, it's non-negotiable. It just is. So y'all got to stop sitting up here trying to look and go backwards to what and who doesn't serve you. Hello. Four big guys. If they grab on my thighs, pull up my guts like the 4th of July. If they keep fucking my butt, then I might just excuse me, y'all. It's amazing how people do stuff like that and think somebody's stupid. Anyway, long story short, it just really amazes me. Stuff like that. Unbothered. Very unbothered. See, that's what I mean. The old me will be cussing and fussing. The new me just ain't gonna do it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you're not gonna break me because of your negativity. Your negativity ain't my problem. So the way I look at things is, you're gonna have negativity no matter what. That's gonna try to break you. That's gonna try to make you feel less than what you are. That's gonna try to use your insecurities. That's gonna try to use all of these things to break you. And it's either you're going to step down from your throne, come down to the 3rd dimension, from the 12th dimension that you worked hard to get to, all the healing that you did, to come down to what? Cuss somebody out because they said something about your old flaws? Because the fact they're accusing you of something? So you really gonna be mad because somebody bringing up your past? So what? You brought it up. Was you there when it happened? Do you know the whole circumstance? Do you know whether or not that me and that person have resolved the issue? So you're hearing it 20 years late. No, that's not something you do. I don't take it personally. I take nothing personally anymore. I don't take nothing personally. I'm unbothered. So at the end of the day, like I said, to sit here and worry about negative people, no, I didn't take anything seriously. But the fact that you came up here saying you had something to say and started to play music, that to me is downright disrespectful. How you gonna say you want somebody to bring you up, and then you play inappropriate music and think that's funny? So you misled, in other words. So your intention wasn't coming up here to say something about the topic. Your intention was to be disruptive. It wasn't funny. Not a laughing moment. especially when somebody's doing something professional at this point. That is not what I meant to do. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I meant to do something else. I'm trying to do something else, and I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it. That part, that's what I'm looking for. So at the end of the day, like I said, at this point in juncture, I'm not going to sit around and be upset. For what? I don't have time for people to sit up here. If you don't like me, please just go ahead and exit stage left for me. My thing is, what I don't and nor have I ever understood is why people that don't like somebody messing and bullying people for no reason. It's just like a high school student or any child being bullied because they wear glasses, being bullied because they're a nerd, being bullied for absolutely no reason. If this person is not somebody that's supposed to be noticed, why are you making them noticed? I've never understood that. Why would you give somebody attention that you supposedly don't like? If you don't like them, don't you think you wouldn't even be paying them no attention? Don't you think you wouldn't even be mentioning that person, but yet you're mentioning them anyway? So it isn't the fact that you don't like them, it's the fact that you think you can intimidate that person. That's what I don't understand. So the fact that people think they can talk to people any kind of way, and you think you can use and take advantage of, manipulate and bamboozle and lead somebody astray, not only that, lie to somebody that hasn't done anything to you, never mentioned you, never said nothing to you, but you have all these negative things to say about them. There are people out here who are genuinely good people that get dogged out every single day just because of the way they look. I think it's time we have a reality check, don't you think? The fact that y'all sit up here and say everybody deserves love, that would be a lie. Everybody doesn't deserve love the way y'all talk these days. People that are unattractive, people that have disabilities, don't even deserve to be on this planet. Y'all always talk about, well, if you wear makeup, if you start showing off everything, you'll get a man. Why would I want to do that? If I got to show off everything just to get a man, something wrong with me. In other words, I'm a woman of the night. That's what you're pretty much saying. So what I say to people is this here. The old version of me, a lot of stuff used to bother me. The new version is you can put everything out there about me and I don't care. It changes nothing for me. I still go back to my own life. You could strip me of everything, like the story of Job, and eventually I'll have something new. Because the way I look at it is, if it's that easy for you to strip it from me, that means either I really didn't want it, or either it wasn't something of value, or I just didn't want to give up my life for it. So my whole thing is, if you strip me of everything, guess what? I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Even if I came home and my whole entire house was taken, I still am alive, and that's what matters. It's not about these possessions, it's about my life. I care nothing about what you took. I don't care what you did. I'm still standing despite it. I'm still standing despite you. I'm still standing despite what you did. So that's what's important. It doesn't matter who hurt you, who did all these things to you. You are still standing. You learn from it. You grow from it. You evolve from it. You elevate from it. And you mature from it. Stop worrying about what somebody took from you. Stop worrying about what somebody else did. The point is, you got through it. The point is, you can learn from it. The point is, every person you deal with after that, it's going to be easier for you to see if these people are there for the right reason. So if you're that protective of yourself, it doesn't matter what they can take as long as they don't take your life. As long as you don't go to jail. As long as you're not dealing with some type of cancer or an illness that's going to take your life, that's what matters. That is what matters. So the fact that y'all worry about all these possessions that you ain't going, when you leave this earth, ain't going with you. The fact that you worrying about all these bills that when you leave this earth, ain't going to be with you. None of it matters. So why are you worrying about stuff that will never go with you? Stuff that you'll only wear once, maybe twice. You worried about people that's going to come and go. Whether they leave you, you leave them, or somebody going to die. The point is somebody leaving. Ain't nothing you can do because none of us going to be in this world forever. So either way, you're going to lose somebody regardless. And that is something people got to start learning to understand. When that relationship is up, that relationship is up. You learn from it, you move on. If that means you got to leave your environment, then leave your environment. If you keep dealing with the same type of people, then it's time for you to leave the environment. The environment's the problem. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it is really pretty much the environment. Because you can find 5 different types of people that are the same people because of the environment that they're in. So if you're in a negative environment, move. Move. There is no point staying somewhere that you ain't going to get nowhere. Because I hear a lot of people say, I feel like there's more out there. And go out there and see what's out there. But you're waiting for somebody else to go with you. Nope, just get up and go. Don't sit around and wait for somebody else to go on these trips with you. Don't sit around and wait to start your business and your brand. There's nothing wrong with being practical. Ain't nothing wrong with having a job because you do want to have a job while you build your business. But at the same time, if that ain't what you really want to do, keep that job till you make your money. When you make your money, bounce if you want to. Bounce. Leave if you want to. But you got to stop looking and going back to what and who doesn't serve you. So if you've been with this person and they fooled you once, that's it. That's all. It ain't no fool me twice, fool me 3 times, once. That's it. You got one time to play my face. And I'm done. And that's it. So I get it. I understand better than you think. But it's not worth the drama that comes with it. It ain't worth the headache. You keep going back for what? What are you going back for? To go through more glutton for punishment? To go through more trauma that you don't need to go through? More abuse? The whole point is not just to heal, it's to heal for the rest of your life. Whether it be you not eating processed foods no more. You not eating all this stuff that ain't good for you no more. You growing your own food in your backyard. You exercising. You dieting. You doing whatever you need to do to maintain your life. And even if other people will never understand. Because if you wait around for other people, you ain't never going to be healthy. You ain't never going to be successful. And you ain't never going to be happy. Because everybody's not going to help you. Especially in the Black community. There are a lot of people that got money and will not help nobody else in the Black community. They will not help nobody whatsoever. So, to end this, I'll just say, stop looking back. Let the story of Lot. Don't look back. Walk away from Sodom and Gomorrah and don't look back before you turn to a pillar of salt. So that means no matter what, if you leave and walk away from something or somebody, don't look back. And that's just it on that. With that being said, I think that's it for me for this week for these 3 episodes of you minding your own business. From darkness to light. No, wrong podcast. From you minding your own business, where self-esteem leads to self-love. No, self-respect leads to self-love. And perfectly imperfection. Because again, all 3 of these, they go together. So your self-esteem, self-worth, and self-value come from how you respect yourself. You minding your own businesses instead of you worrying about everybody else and waiting for somebody else and being Captain Save-A-Hoes. Build-A-Bears, Build-A-Dolls, seat fillers, and people pleasers. You doing you. You're not worried about if somebody there, whether they ain't. You just gonna do you regardless. You ain't worried about what everybody else doing. You're walking to the beat of your own drum and doing what you want to do. And what perfectly imperfection is, you're not letting nobody judge you or base you on your imperfections, your flaws, your disabilities, or whatever you did in your past. They can't use it against you as a weapon. And these are things when it comes to healing and recovery we don't talk about. We don't talk about self respect, self love, self values, self confidence, and how you heal from everybody who's tried to break that. We don't talk about how you heal from trying to be like everybody else, do what everybody else think, trying to become like everybody else, lowering yourself in order to build everybody else up, but you ain't putting yourself first. And then lastly, the fact that you are basically letting people use your disabilities and all these things as a weapon against you. So I just want to come on here and do this podcast and just, let y'all know, stop letting people make you feel less than what you are because of what you did in your past. Stop letting people break your self esteem, self worth, self values. You believe in yourself even when nobody else does, just because you want to be a part of the crowd. For what? Because you want to be Captain Save-A-Hole, Build-A-Bears, Build-A-Dolls, seat fillers, and peoples. Because you want to be loved, liked, appreciated, valued, wanted, needed to be a part of something, be validated, to be approved of, to be accepted, for somebody to know your worth and proving something to people that will never reciprocate it. You the one doing all the giving and they're doing all the taking. You're worrying about everybody else and being in everybody else's business, but yet you ain't where you need to be. You up here worrying about whether somebody loves you or not, worrying about whether somebody want to be with you or not, when you should understand that you are the prize. That's it. With that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, I will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.